This is B Junior from Endurance Productions Movie Reviews. Guys, I'm going to do a movie review today on a film that I just keep putting off doing a review and just keep putting it off. I decided today, I felt good about it. I've had a chance to watch this movie a total of 3 times now. I feel like I've soaked up its goodness pretty good and I can actually talk about it today. The movie, of course, is Trick or Treat, last year's release to home video. I gotta say, it emerged as one of the better horror films I've seen in the last few years, and through the sea of remakes we've all been swimming through and having to deal with. It's more of an original piece in the more in the line of Creepshow, The Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt, and more of an anthology type style movie. It's a collaboration from Bryan Singer of the first couple of X-Men fame, and Michael Dougherty, who was the co-scripter of X-Men 2 and Superman Returns. Let me back up and just talk a little bit about the history of this movie. This movie was scheduled originally a couple years prior, I believe, for a Halloween release. The studio, Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures, had kept pushing it back, not releasing it. And it was sought after for a couple of years by most horror fans because the hype just kept building and building, and everybody wanted to really see this little movie that everybody kept talking about, with all practical effects, all or mostly practical effects, and a good cast, everything involved. I don't know, I did a little research. I did find that through the, I don't want to call it commercial failure of Superman Returns, which both these two main collaborators were involved with, Superman Returns I think went over budget, and it just broke even, didn't make a whole lot of money for Warner Brothers, the studio, and Legendary Pictures. So Legendary Pictures eventually just said, hey, we got this great little film, it's getting on about Halloween season, let's go ahead and release it to home video, the home video DVD market and Blu-ray for that matter, and see how it does, see if it floats or fails, basically. Well, I gotta say, this one floated and it's still sailing, basically. This movie, I picked up my copy. I went ahead and got a DVD copy, and my only regret is, guys, that I wish I would have gotten the Blu-ray now, because I really got into Blu-rays over the last year. But beggars couldn't be choosers, and what brings me to say that is I bought my copy of this around probably about 2 weeks prior to Halloween this last year, because I just wanted something different to watch at Halloween, and I'd heard good things about it prior to buying it. So I got lucky. I finally got my order to come in, went and picked it up, and I watched it twice in a row. And actually I sat down for a third time to watch it recently just so I could do a good review on it. I gotta say, guys, I like this movie. It's very atmospheric. It's got most or all practical effects in it. They're done well. It weaves the storylines in very well. It's not too confusing. Although it's not too spelled out for you either, you'll be able to pick up things in subsequent viewings that you didn't notice the first time around. That adds to the charm and the fun of the movie, I think. I gotta say, with that being said, all things aside, the movie it's a decent movie. It's not going to change the face of horror forever. It is an original story. It's got like at least about 4 or 5 stories kind of jammed all into one, and they kind of take place all around Halloween night, and there's some flashback scenes that mix in with some of the stories as well. But guys, going along with the story, and I don't want to give too much away if you've never seen Trick or Treat, I highly recommend it. At least give it a chance, because this movie, like I said, it's not going to change horror, but it's got a little bit of everything, and that's what makes this movie boost its rewatchability factor. This movie, I'm willing to bet you my bottom dollar, I could be wrong, but it's going to be one of those little movies that just kind of gets re-released about every 2 or 3 years around Halloween time, because it's so atmospheric. It really sets the tone. I mean, even the cover, the shiny kind of autumn colors of everything, it just says Halloween. And when you watch it, you feel like you're at Halloween time, whether it's January, February, whenever you're watching it. I gotta say, kind of going along with what I said before, it's got a little bit of everything. I mean, you want werewolves, it's in there. It's got some vampirism in there. It's got a psychopath in there. It's got monsters. It's got zombie children. It's got a little bit of it's got anything. It's got all the good working building blocks of a good horror movie. Like I said, it's not something that's going to change the face of horror forever, but it's going to have good rewatchability through the years, and that's what I look for in a horror movie that I like to add to my collectible shelf over there. Something that I'm just not going to get tired of, you know, something I like to watch over and over again, or just every Halloween, or just ever so often, you know. The pros to it is, like I was saying, good story, good cast. It stars Dylan Baker, Anna Paquin, Brian Cox, just to name a few. Of course, directed by Michael Dougherty, produced by Bryan Singer. The DVD itself, let's go over that. That's the major con for my review. If you're going to pick this up, guys, don't do like I did. I went the cheap route just because I was desperate to see the movie, and the Blu-ray at the time was, I think, $30+, and I just couldn't afford that. And plus, I don't even remember if I had my Blu-ray player at the time, so it would have been kind of, you know, anyways. I went ahead and got the DVD. So if you're in the market to pick this up and you have the means to watch the HD version, get the HD Blu-ray. You'll enjoy it all the more, because I believe the HD version, or Blu-ray, has behind the scenes that the DVD doesn't have. The DVD is just a step away from being a bare bones, basically. It's got a widescreen version of the film, of course, and it's a very clean version. The picture looks great. The sound quality is awesome on this movie, especially even just for a DVD version. It's got a standard version on the other side of the disc. I don't even know why they went the full screen route with this. My only guess is this might have been sitting on the shelf in the DVD warehouse for a while before they pressed the covers and everything to send it out for its eventual release. It does support a couple of special features. It's got an animated short with optional commentary entitled "Trick or Treat Season's Greetings." It's basically an animated short with the little wraparound character of Jack there, I believe is his name. I could be wrong. I'll try to do a pop-up if I'm incorrect. But there again, guys, it delivers. It's not a bad movie. Not the best horror movie ever made, but at the same time, it's hokey in parts. It's got the right amounts. I guess that's the best way to say it. It's got the right amounts of comedy when it needs it to lighten things up. It's got the right amount of serious nature to it. It's got great special effects in some parts that just take you back to other movies like the original Howling, little monster effects and robotics, animatronics, that type of thing in here. Practical. I mean, you know, if that's your thing, it's in there. I mean, it's got some serious parts to it too. This isn't just, I mean, little kids, parents out there, you probably want to screen this a little bit before you let the kids just run right out and let the kids watch it, because there's some kid killing in it. Now they do it in a dark humor or black comedy nature to kind of lighten the mood, I believe. I won't give it away. You'll just have to see the film to see that part of it. But I say get it and watch it a couple of times, guys, because you'll notice things just as you watch it more. You'll be able to pick out things that kind of interchange with other stories that are going on during Halloween night. That about sums up the story and the DVD features here, guys. The movie, another con to the DVD version, as opposed to the Blu-ray version, I have done some research. The Blu-ray does sport some deleted scenes, and I knew in my heart when I watched this DVD, because the DVD, it's a short movie. It runs really fast. I mean, it's an 82-minute feature, so it's not quite a 92. It's actually only about an hour and 15 minutes. I timed it out last time I watched it. But it doesn't feel like it. I mean, it's got a good pace to it. It's not too quick. It's not too slow. It builds suspense well. Can't say enough about it. I really enjoyed this film, and I'm glad I bought it. I'm going to be on the lookout for a cheap Blu-ray copy maybe one day, maybe trade up. But until then, like I said, I haven't seen this back on the shelf, especially with this slipcover on it. I've seen another version of it that has this right here without the shininess on it, but on the DVD itself. If you got this version of it, you got a slipcover, but if you pull it off, it's got the little jack-o'-lantern head from the wraparound character's little mask or makeup there, and it says the title at the top, of course. No, I thought that was kind of a little nifty extra. But if you can find it used, or if you can get a copy of it before it goes away for a while, I would highly recommend it. Or if anything, guys, Netflix it and watch it. Enjoy it. Just enjoy Halloween in March if you want to, or just whenever. Sit back, pop some corn, enjoy it. This is B. Junior's gushing review of Trick or Treat, a very good horror film. It's got all the right goods in it. Enjoy it, guys. Take care.